Just 100 kilometers from the famous tourist site of Machu Picchu are the farmlands of Cauca province. But the former Italian star striker Roberto Baggio isn't just passing through on his way to the ruins. He's here in his capacity as Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, to meet farmers whose crops were destroyed by floods last year.
I believe it must have been a terrible time for them, to lose what little they had, to have it all just disappear overnight because of a natural disaster. It must have been a truly terrible, horrifying experience for these people.
Here on the slopes of the Andean mountains, climate change is making life very difficult for subsistence farmers. Changing temperatures are causing prolonged cold spells that kill the crops, while erratic rainfall leads to floods. The most recent floods wiped out almost the entire harvest. Many also lost their animals and homes.
The people here have really suffered. We were so distraught because losing our crops meant we did not have enough food to feed our children. We went looking for institutions who could help us, but we couldn't find anyone. Then, last June, the European Union and FAO turned up.
FAO and the European humanitarian aid, they can help the people here to recover their irrigation channels. They can provide them with vaccine and medicines that can prevent diseases or cure disease of their animals, which are the only source of protein, and also seeds and tools that they can use to produce their agriculture, which is essential for their survival.
This project alone is helping over 10,000 people rebuild their lives after the floods. Throughout Peru, the European Union has committed close to €7 million between 2010 and 2012 to helping rebuild the lives of people struck by natural and man-made disasters.
They are facing the presence of natural disasters in their daily life. So this is why the European Commission, through its humanitarian aid department, tried to assist these people, because also the local governments sometimes do not have the capacity to cope with all these emergencies.
The EU are currently funding 1,000 emergency projects worldwide. Celebrity footballers like Baggio are using their star status to draw attention to that work as part of a wider campaign, Professional Football Against Hunger. The campaign brings together the Association of European Professional Football Leagues, the EU and FAO. While finding time for a quick game, Baggio's real purpose here is to highlight the fact that a third of Peruvians live in poverty and hunger, and that globally 1 billion people go to bed hungry every day. Celebrities like Baggio hope to raise greater awareness for all those still in need, so that he can give these youngsters the promise of a brighter future. For Hungry Planet, I'm Charlotte Windle.
My name is Delta, and I have a huge problem today. Can't decide whether to eat sushi or pasta. But somewhere in the world, there is another young woman called Delta who is dealing with a very serious problem of her own. It's not that she can't decide what to eat. Actually, she hasn't had any food today and doesn't know when she'll eat next. The other Delta is part of the 1 billion people in the world who live in chronic hunger. My problem is trivial. Her problem will kill her. Somewhere in the world there is someone just like you, born on the same day, who has the same name. Someone who needs your help to break out of the hunger trap. So join the movement. Sign the petition to end hunger. I did.
He is known as a very funny man, but Jim Carrey means business when he talks about eliminating hunger.
25 cents a day, $50 a year to feed a child in a school, 3 square meals a day, to get them here, to have them have a purpose and place to be, and a shot at improving their lives.
he visited Haiti to see how he and his Better You Foundation could help the Caribbean nation still suffering more than a year after the quake. He came to this school in Port-au-Prince, where the World Food Programme makes sure kids get a good, healthy, nutritious meal every day. Seeing so many children still without permanent homes, Jim Carrey was reminded of a tough time when he was growing up.
I remember when I was homeless for a little while, growing up, and it was extremely difficult for me to learn, and especially when you're hungry. When you're hungry, you can't learn. So the basics are, food and shelter. Food and shelter. If you get that, then you can start to soar to new heights in all the other areas. But these kids got to eat.
And he liked what he saw. The school has some 1,400 children. They learn in 3 shifts, from morning until 8 at night. Jim Carrey was so impressed by the combination of education and school meals that he immediately promised to partner with WFP and provide meals for all the children for the entire school year. And he got emotional when we asked him about seeing these Haitian children, given that he is a father himself.
Oh, it's an extra level of depth for sure when I look at these kids. It's hard for me to talk about it even, because I start thinking about my own daughter and my grandson now, and what wouldn't we do for them?
And he admitted that he does not feel like an adult sometimes. And yes, he proved it. The kids might not have known who that funny, tall guy was, but after a little while, they were his newest fans. Bettina Lucia, World Food Programme, Port-au-Prince.
Les enfants, c'est le futur.
A traditional Mongolian dance. The performers, children of nomadic herders, many who've never played with other children before, let alone dance with them. In just a few days, they'll take part in their first public performance. Will they be ready?
The kids who come here are from nomadic families. They don't have the slightest idea about dancing. Everything is so new to them.
Bolbatar is a former state dance champion turned teacher. But the lesson he aims to teach isn't so much about dance as it is about learning itself. Many of these children have never set foot inside a classroom or held a pencil. This mobile kindergarten, which arrived here just 3 weeks ago, has been set up to give them that chance, thanks to a government project sponsored by the International Fund for Agricultural Development.
Many children from nomadic families were dropping out of school, and kindergarten attendance in towns was way down. Parents were worried, so they asked us to help. That's how it started.
4-year-old Orgel is typical of nomadic children. His parents, like 70% of Mongolians, are herders who move seasonally between remote pastures. He's had no preschool experience and little contact with other children.
During the winter camp, it can be hard. He has only one friend and his little sister. The summer offers his only opportunity to play and meet other children.
Fortunately, the mobile kindergarten is just a short ride away. Like the herders themselves, teachers and classrooms move to summer pastures, giving young children their first taste of formal education and friendships.
Children who attended kindergarten have the tendency to be very good in their studies when they join school. So this is one of the main benefits of the mobile kindergarten.
Children here are introduced to mathematics, music, and reading. And to prove to parents just how valuable the experience can be, each mobile kindergarten visit ends with a talent show. Bolbatar makes sure everyone looks their best. The show begins, but from Orgel, a reminder of how difficult the experience can be for many children. Overall, performances seem to have the impact teachers are hoping for. Parents are impressed with how much the children have learned in such a short time. Once the show is over, it's time to move on to the next pasture. Good summer weather lasts just a few weeks here, and there are more children to reach. For Hungry Planet, I'm James Here.